So, before we move on to what you got going on right now, so right after college, you said the nursing one for you, basketball didn't work out. Between what you got going on now and then, what was life like?
That's a good question. I feel like between that, I don't know. I feel like it was just a party after that. Like it was.
I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting that.
It was a party. Like it was just a party. Like it was just like okay, now I don't have nothing to like get up and do. So it's like now we gotta go like like let's go to the club, let's go drink, let's go. Like, you know what I'm saying, like that. So it's like I don't have like that kind of responsibility to do. So it was just like that. It kind of turned into that, and it was just like that for a minute. And then like one day it was just like. Shit clicked and was like, okay, well you partying a little bit too much. I don't mind, I party, but it's like, all right, let's start moving towards something like that you supposed to be doing out here. You know what I'm saying, like that. So,
and I'm glad you answered the question like that because you walked into the next one. So. What was? Do you remember the instant? Was it coming home hungover one night? You like, I gotta do something else.
No, this is a good story. This is a good story. So, and it's crazy because I just had a conversation with my ex maybe like 2 days ago, and he was saying how like, oh, ever since we had that conversation, you just been, you know what I'm saying? So, so basically, this is how it really happened. So I went to Vegas. I want to say like Not the September that just passed, like last year September. I went to Vegas. My uncle was getting married or whatever like that, and I stayed at the Aria, and that bitch was cold. That was cold. But I stayed at the Aria, and I was in the pool area, and I was just chilling, doing my thing, looking the way I be looking. So, and then this guy walks up to me, and white guy, he walks up to me. He's just like, he just started just conversating with me or whatever like that. He was cool as hell. He had a good ass conversation. He was saying how he do marketing and all kind of stuff he was sitting up here saying. I'm like, okay, that's what's up. So then he was like, he just out the blue, he was like, what are you passionate about? I said, like, huh? Like, who has that conversation? Y'all at the pool area lit, you know what I'm saying? Like, you out of town in Vegas. Like, so he's just like, what are you passionate about? So, what made you ask me that? He like, I don't know. It's like, I just wanted to ask you that. So I'm like, honestly, like, if I were to be truthful, like, there's a lot of things I like, but I don't think that it's nothing that I'm passionate about. So then I'm like, so I really got to thinking, I'm like, well, I always wanted to be an actress, like, and I really felt like that was something I really always wanted to do, like that I really felt like that I could do and I could be good at it and I was passionate about. But I never just got the opportunity to do it, you know what I'm saying? Then by then, you know what I'm saying, this years later, you adult, gotta go to work, gotta go here, gotta go there. Like, when do you have time to act? You know what I'm saying? So it's like you get caught up in stuff like that being an adult. So it's like, I was like, I always wanted to do that or whatever like that. So he was like, so why aren't you doing it? So I'm like, like, okay, like, you right, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Good
you
question.
right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Why ain't I doing it? So then I must have was kicking it with my guy ex or whatever like that. I must have been kicking it with him maybe like a week later or whatever like that. I went to Georgia with his sister and stuff like that, and she just asked me this random question. She was just like, are you existing or are you living? And I'm like, what? Why is people keep on asking me this stuff? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just like, why when I feel like that I'm going through, like, and I feel like I was kind of going through something already because I was going through a breakup, so I was kind of like numb a little bit anyway, but it's just like certain things that people were saying to me really stuck out. I'm like, why out of all things, like, this would be something you say to me? So she was like, do you feel like you was living or are you living or you exist? And I said, that's a good question because, like I said, like, after that, we living. You know what I'm saying? Like, we living, we had a good time, we partying. You know what I'm saying? So, like, at this certain time, I was kind of, like, existing. So I was like, that's crazy. Like, I'm existing. But I'm never like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm always living. Like, but right now, yeah, I'm existing. So she like, well, what do you feel like that you need to do so you can, like, stop existing in this world and go back to living? And I said, you know what, I'm gonna come up with something real quick and whatever like that. So she got me into like crystals and readings and stuff like that, like, because I went down to Georgia with her. So she was telling me about a whole lot of kind of stuff, like cleansing kind of stuff or whatever like that. So I was buying a whole lot of stuff when I was down there just to start taking the steps of me figuring out who I am, what I really want to do, what's something I always wanted to do. Oh, you want to act? Why aren't you acting? I got to chatting with friends and stuff like that about little acting stuff here and there. It just so happened that somebody needed somebody on the show. So then I hit him up. He put me on the show type shit. Like, the fuck, I auditioned for him. Then he put me on the show. So it kind of happened like
that. You make that sound so simple.
No, it wasn't. No. It wasn't simple, and it wasn't right away. This didn't happen right away. I'm finna go audition tomorrow. This didn't happen right away at all. So basically, with that, it was like, it all kind of happened all around the same time. So I said, "Oh, I want to do YouTube." Mm-hmm. This is my very first YouTube I did. I did a prank on my ex or whatever like that. That was my very first one I did. Because when I was in Georgia, I was like, okay, I'm going to start doing what I want to do then. Even if I got to start it today. The prank was, what did I say? It was something like I was coughing up blood or whatever like that. It was real corny or whatever like that. So it worked for a second. But people, if you know me well, I'm silly. So it's like, you start laughing. Yeah, like it's not even so much if I'm laughing. It's just you don't know if I'm being for real or not. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of like, are you for real? Like, because if you for real, but if you're not for real, like, come on, say you're not for real. Come on, like, so it was like kind of like that. So, that was my first ever one I did. So I got to doing YouTube, whatever like that. Bam, got to doing YouTube. Then, like I said, with the acting thing, like I said, it was just randomly. I was chatting with this girl one day, and she was kind of telling me, I was at her house or whatever, and she was like how she was on this show called Tracy's Story. And I said, oh, you was on Tracy's Story? I never heard of that, whatever like that. So she's like, okay, yes, a web series is online right now. They get 100K views, da-da-da-da-da. I said, you know, like, show me you. You know what I'm saying? So she showed me and her in the scene or whatever like that. I said, you know him? Like, you still know him? You still talk to him? Like, I would love to be on his show. So he had a show out at the time called 773, A Chicago Story. So I was like, I would love to be on his show, whatever like that. Like, you know, put the word in. She never put the word in. That's real. So she never put the word in. So I just had to kind of take it upon myself. Like, let me dig for this director. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if maybe he'll give me an audition. Maybe, you know, it's a show, it's a web series. So maybe somebody didn't come in today. So let me just prove to you real quick that is this something I want to do. So I DM'd him, whatever like that. He probably took a day or so to DM me back or whatever. And he was like, come in, let me meet you, whatever like that. And you can audition for me. And I auditioned for him. And he said, you got to roll. You got to roll. Like, I got a position for you or whatever like that. You're going to be Layla. So, and that's just what it was. So every time, and then he say that too, like, because I'm not really a nervous person, but when I be around him, I feel like I be having so much to prove. So it's like, I be kind of beating myself up a little bit sometimes because I take it so serious. So he be like, you're good. Why do you try to sit up here and try to underestimate yourself? Like, you good, you great. Like, you one of my best actors, whatever like that. One of my, you know, because it's a couple good people that can act on it for sure. Like, they can definitely act. But for him to say, like, I'm one of your top people is like, okay, damn. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you for real? Like, are you just trying to just gas my head up? But at the same time, people be like, no, you really doing good. Like, so I'm like, shit, I guess this was really something I was supposed to do then.
Okay. So
it's kind of like that.
As a fellow YouTuber, I just want to touch on that before we move on a little bit. What was it all pranks? What was the name of the channel?
So the name is still alive. I need to start back posting my regular content on there or whatever like that, but it's still on there. It's Lashay. That's my YouTube channel or whatever like that. And my new YouTube channel, which is gonna be home to all of my Lashay production, music videos, shows, films. It's just gonna be the home to that. But Lashay is my actual YouTube channel. Like, that's what it is. So you will still see Lashay production stuff on there too, but that's just my actual YouTube channel. So I want to start back, and honestly, I just want to start doing pranks. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of just want to do pranks because I got vlogs on there. I got a Vegas vlog on there. I took how many edibles did I eat? Like 10 edibles on camera. I don't think I did 10. Maybe it was like 7.
What was the experience like?
It tweaked me the fuck out.
Yeah. On camera?
That shit tweaked me. No, it didn't really. I kind of was like, at one point, you could see that my eyes was getting heavy. I was like, all right, y'all, I'm going to talk to y'all later. And that's kind of what I did. But, like, after that, I was kind of like, like, what the fuck? Like, no, that Vegas shit, I don't know what the fuck Vegas got in their stuff, but I don't fuck with Vegas shit at all. That shit was tweaking me out. I'm in the, like, like, no, that's a whole other.
Okay.
Yeah.